the issue of the matter of extradition, can the extradition process work? Can Nigeria actually satisfy that process? Another question is the fact that Nigeria does not have extradition treaty with Finland.
That is the main problem. That is not, it's not whether it can be extradited or not. The problem basically is that we don't have a treaty.
The treaty.
So they are not under any obligation, legal obligation to extradite it, because we don't have a treaty. That is the main problem.
The issue of Simon Ekpa's extradition has been a big debate in Nigerian news today. All right, so some saying that he cannot be extradited. Some are saying that he can be extradited to Nigeria. Meanwhile, just a couple of days ago, we saw where the Nigerian Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, came out on television and was saying that they have submitted all the documents required for Simon Ekpa's extradition.
General, what about Simon Ekpa?
I'm sure he's cooling off somewhere, and legal action is going to be taken accordingly. So I don't want to say much about that, but I'm happy that he has been arrested, and the federal government have actually forwarded most of the requirements to the Finnish government. So I'm sure the right thing will be done.
But yet you ask yourself, is it possible? Is it possible? Even submitting documents, is it still possible? Now, personally, I have seen a lot of analysis about that procedures. I have seen, aside the one I want to show you now, I have seen some other, analysis, that has to do with that Simon Ekpa's extradition back to Nigeria. And believe me, most of them are saying that the possibility is nil. Yes, the possibility is nil. So let us still watch what this man analyzed and said is the possibility of bringing him back down to Nigeria. All right. But if you ask me, I would say let them just keep Simon Ekpa in Finland, try him there where he is likely to get, a fair judgment. All right. But bringing him back to Nigeria, of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case now, we still battle that one. So please, and Nigeria too, I don't know why they are doing all this. They have enough problem. They have enough problem to battle. Why do they want to incur more problem? The issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been problem. The issue of terrorists in the northern Nigeria has been a problem they're tackling. The issue of insecurity in the southeast has been a problem they're tackling. They still want to bring another issue. Hey, come on. Tackle the one that is within you first. Why adding another problem on top problem? Anyways, let me just allow you to watch this video and see the analysis, the possibilities of extracting Simon Ekpa back to Nigeria. All right? So please watch this.
Let's move straight to our next conversation. The extradition of Simon Ekpa is still very much in progress. The federal government has submitted most of the requirements to fast-track the process. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, expressed hope that the government of Finland will do the right thing to expedite the process. PKO, in your opinion, is the federal government doing all it can to make sure that Simon Ekpa faces justice?
No, they are. The federal government is doing its best, but whether it will be extradited to Nigeria is what we do not know. Extradition trials are by nature very tricky. They can last for years. At the end of the day, you may not even achieve your aim. And that's why, especially where the accused person has the citizenship of Finland. They may want to try him using the laws of their own country rather than sending him here. Some of the negative stories about our country, they in fact work against his extradition, because I constantly accusing the judiciary of not being up to it, of being corrupt. You are saying that the justice system in our country does not always favor people who are up against the government. But does not always favor activists and all that. So he's accused of propagation of terrorism-related rhetorics and all that. So, which is a crime in their own country, in Finland. So it all depends on how Nigeria pushes aggressively the case for his trial. Otherwise, remember the case of Ibori now. Ibori was put, the EFCC had a case against Ibori. Ibori was deemed not to have committed an offense. And the same document, the same facts that the justice system here didn't use to convict him were used to convict him in the UK. They not only jailed him, they jailed his wife, they jailed their friend, they jailed lawyer.
His lawyer too.
So what are we talking about? It's I know that Ekpa's lawyers are going to argue that he will not get justice in Nigeria, and some of the things that Nigerians write about our judicial system may actually work against us.
But this is a matter of terrorism. Nigeria is signatory to Rome Statute.
Yes,
Finland is all.
Yes,
why should he not be?
I'm awful. Why I'm awful is this. I agree with him absolutely that because of the way our judiciary is perceived, it may be very, very difficult. Because European governments do not joke with human rights. If they believe that the person being accused will not get justice or fair justice, they will believe that it is not fair, so extradite the guy to your country. But what I'm hopeful is that already he has been detained in Finland and been tried there. So that shows that they do not agree with the things he was doing.
Okay.
And there are enough evidence to show that he engaged in act of terrorism.
I know all over the world, governments will not joke with terrorism.
Sure.
That is the only thing that can work for us. So that's why I'm hopeful, because people like Ekpa should be made to account for all the nonsense I did. You cannot stay in another country and wage war against your country and incite people against your country, and you think that
he's making money off
all this nonsense.
Exactly.
And you think he can get away with it. He must be brought to account. He must pay for all the nonsense he did. So I'm hopeful that he will be but even if he's not,
justice will be served.
Yeah, justice will be served. People in Finland, because already he's in prison and he has been denied bail. So justice will be served.
And they've established that they were actually using the group to make money. Some guys who are working with him, mobilizing money, and the guys of
from everybody.
Yes, and the guys of freedom fighting, they've been arrested. So it's not the only person that has been arrested. So I think that they have a good hang on the matter, and somehow justice will be served and seen to have been served. But whether they will extradite him to Nigeria, only a proper extradition trial will determine that.
But another thing, before we go to our Zoom guest, will the arrest and possible extradition of Simon Ekpa bring peace to the Southeast?
No, not necessarily. Because you know that Simon Ekpa himself is a faction. They call people in IPOB.
Yes.
Do not really agree with him.
Yes.
He's just somebody that, because of incarceration of Kanu, he played on that. He played on that vacuum. He occupied it and was using it for himself. Even when he will give order that people should not come out on a particular day, IPOB will say no, they are not part of that.
Yes.
And he kept getting away with it. So that will not solve all the problems, because
He doesn't even believe in Nnamdi Kanu anymore.
Yes, anymore. Yes.
Because there was a time I did issues with Jide.
Yes.
I was saying that look, the people still respect Nnamdi Kanu more than him. He launched into tirade, was attacking me because I said in the Southeast the people still see Nnamdi Kanu more as a hero than himself. So he started attacking me. So to him now, Nnamdi Kanu does not amount to anything. He's just doing what he's doing, believing that he has replaced Nnamdi
Kanu in the struggle.
But
so what will now bring peace to the South? The release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu?
nobody can guarantee that the release will put an end to this agitation. I think that over time, cultists never do well. So all kinds of people have hijacked the struggle, and that's why Nnamdi Kanu will sign that there is no seat at home anymore.
Yes.
He used his own hand. He wrote it when Senator Efeanyi Ubah and Eze Chukwuemeka of Enugu Aguleri went to see him in detention. He said, okay, from now, in the past, they said, okay, only when it's brought to court.
Okay.
Yes, we still sit at home. Later, they went to her and said, this thing is destroying the economy of the Southeast. I think Senator Abaribe also joined them.
Okay. And
he agreed. In his own hand, he said, no more sit at home at any time. Yet, Simon Ekpa, who did not institute it in the first place, so this was instituted by IPOB. Simon Ekpa continued to do sit at home. So it's like, as far as it's concerned, it has nothing to do with IPOB. And that was why IPOB disowned him.
Yeah, he's not powerful.
He said, no, we do not approve of his actions.
Exactly.
So we will see what happens. Yeah, I know that Kanu's release will definitely reduce.
Yeah, go a long way doing that.
To put an end to it, I don't know.
Okay. All right. Still talking about it, I think we're having issues with our Zoom guest. But the issue of the matter of extradition, can the extradition process work? Can Nigeria actually satisfy that process? Another question is the fact that Nigeria does not have extradition treaty with Finland.
That is the main problem. That is not, it's not whether it can be extradited or not. The problem basically is that we don't have a treaty.
The treaty.
So they are not under any obligation, legal obligation to extradite it, because we don't have a treaty. That is the main problem. Not that, because we have enough evidence.
But we have bilateral relationship with them.
Yeah, but
is that not a
bilateral relationship is different. Having extradition agreement is different.
Countries going to
it's different.
Such deals to exchange prisoners.
Yes.
To exchange detainees and all that. If, for example, between us, the UK and UAE, for example, they have it, and that was why it was easy to send.
Yeah.
It was easy to send.
Ibori
to that place. So Nigeria, I remember that we actually signed during the Buhari regime. We got into that deal with the UAE, and you've seen that the UAE even helped us to arrest some sponsors
of Boko Haram. Yes, exactly.
So now, it's really of value when countries get into this kind of agreement. We say, okay, we exchange prisoners, we share information about insecurity and all that. We will exchange detainees, as the case may be. It's really of value. If that had been the case, someone will know that it will. By now, maybe it will even be Nigeria.
Well, of course, by now, yeah.
I was thinking maybe there would be some, since it's a matter of terrorism here.
There's a difference between almost all countries have relationship with each other.
Exactly.
It's different from when you have a bilateral agreement, because that bilateral makes it binding on you to do that. Now, because you don't have that bilateral agreement, it is now left for the government of Finland to use that discretion to agree whether they should send the person to you or not.
All right. So what do you think? Extraditing Simon Ekpa, no wala. We go to watch, they see. Just drop on the comment section what you think about this video. All right. Drop on the comment section and do not forget to subscribe, because I'll be bringing you all the updates of everything that is happening as it happens. And so I'm going to post them for here. You go to watch. All right. So thank you very much for watching. God bless you.